Okay, everybody, welcome. AZD, Araz Apar, motherfucking D Bazaar. This is IMC Nation, International Mastermind Council. Worldwide, men get together in expertise in different fields and they discuss ideas moving forward, the purpose of evolution, okay? For the next 20, 25 minutes, it's going to be a free public lecture. Invite everybody. Then we're going to go into a private lecture or a private class for men. All right, here we go. We're going to read from Breathing Truth. It's $10 online if you want it, okay? I'm going to see what happens here. Let's see. See what this does for you. When I have them, I fully enjoy them. And when I no longer have them, I do not want them one bit anymore. This is my ninja way. Okay. We no longer want to believe. We want to know. I don't want to believe anymore. I just want to know. Okay? So if I have to believe, then I don't want it. How about I don't have any beliefs? Try living like that. That's the beast process. I have no beliefs. Do I believe in what? What does that mean? That there's something I can't really prove to you? I have no beliefs that I can't prove to you. How's that? I don't live with them. That's weird. If I can't prove it, then I can't prove it. If I could prove it, I'll do something with it. Now, I could have hopes, right? I hope, luck, but don't call it a belief. Belief makes it sound like you have something, right? Well, I never change my beliefs. I'll change them any fucking day for anybody. If you have a better belief, give it to me. It's just a fucking belief. I want to know. I want to know. And knowing, I have to measure it, and that you have to be able to see it too. Otherwise, I'm crazy, right? Anybody can take a drug and go hallucinate anywhere in the fucking jungle. All right, think as if every one of your thoughts was being transmitted to others every time you think. Imagine if it was going out to other people in a clear and understandable way, and that all of life was listening to every single thought you had. Because in reality, life is listening. This is my ninja way. Where's the ninja? I got that from Naruto. It's not what you say, all right? Because you're saying a lot of things, right? It's what people hear. There we go. So there's some stuff for influence and just dealing with the world, right? So you're speaking from here, but they're listening from there. So from here, my voice could be kind of soft and quiet, but the farther that person is, the more the volume has to come up. So as simple as volume, right? It's not what you're saying, it's what they're hearing. But then there's a definition of words, right? And let's say that somebody believes in Jesus Christ, there's a belief, right? And they live their life with that belief. Somebody else doesn't believe in Jesus Christ, doesn't even register for them, whatever, right? And when these two individuals are talking, they both shouldn't either bring up Jesus Christ, because it's a subject that has a major belief behind it, or if it comes up, they should be aware of the other person's beliefs. And they should approach it recognizing that somebody else might think differently about it. This is called social dynamics, right? That you're not just there to shove your idea forward because it'll get resisted. You're supposed to weave your ideas like a spider with web, or some sort of a song, a melody, right? That people listen to, and then they just keep hearing it later again and again and again, right? Your ideas are supposed to enter people's minds like that. My first YouTube channel was called Enter My Mind, right? It's supposed to enter people's minds, and you don't enter people's minds if they shut their mind to you. And what shuts people's minds? Well, many things, but one of them, in social dynamics, if they don't trust you, they shut off their mind, right? They get guarded in what they hear. And so people don't understand that if you're going to ever persuade somebody to buy a product, the matches, okay, or go out with you, or sleep with you, or marry you, okay, or follow you in any way, right? The one ingredient that has to be there is trust. And right now you live in a world where people don't trust each other. That's why nobody can listen to anybody. They're afraid that if they listen, they're going to get hurt. So have you ever dealt with a wounded animal? Okay, it's dangerous, right? And so the people you're dealing with, they're wounded animals. Which woman is not a wounded animal right now on earth? I'd like to know. Okay, think about it, right? Now, we see that more clearly, right? And what we don't see, we never see, is the wounded man. And I have another question. Which man on earth is not a wounded man, a wounded animal? Right? All of us. And so because of that, everything that we do, we're doing to make ourselves okay. That sounds like a wounded animal. That sounds like somebody who's still in the hospital. So you might be living your life as a man in a hospital. Meaning what? Everything you're doing is just to feel okay. Because you can't even get on with life if you don't feel okay. Right? You can't give your best. Right? How does one give their best? We have a process. Okay? And first, as a man, you have to have a physicality to you. You have to exercise. You have to exercise. Okay? And I don't say that lightly. I say that as like, you have to exercise. Like you have to eat food and you have to sleep. You have to exercise. Some days you exercise harder, some days less hard. But all days you exercise your body. Because that's what the body requires. And also your mind. If you exercise, your mind is a little smoother. Not so much, but a little bit smoother. But as a man, if you want to heal yourself, you exercise as one of the things you do. Okay? Here's the anti-venom to your blood. You exercise, then you pick up a philosophy, a set of ideas that were analyzed by people. Like Stoicism for men is really good. Buddhism is really good. Stoicism is better for men. Buddhism is better for women. But both are good for both, okay? Because they're very similar. You pick up a philosophy and you begin to study the philosophy. Excuse me, and the way I almost threw up. And the way you study the philosophy is you get an idea, like here's philosophy, right? This is INC philosophy. So I take a small one. Excuses are well-rehearsed lies. That's a philosophy, that's an idea. And so you're going about your day and you give an excuse for eating good, okay, or exercising, or making that phone call you need to make. You give an excuse, and suddenly you've been studying philosophy, IMC philosophy, and you remember that sentence. You don't have to believe it, you try it. You try it. You try it in your life. You see if that idea applied to your life makes it better or worse. That's all. So you were going to do a phone call to make a sale or go work out or not eat that donut, whatever the fuck it was, right? And then you go, well, it's too late right now to make a call, or I don't really want to work out because I'm going to work out tomorrow harder or something. And then you remember, excuses are well-rehearsed lies, okay? And you go, okay, what, am I lying? And then if you apply it, and the next moment you go work out, you make that phone call, or you put the donut away, then that's a good philosophy, right? And so to heal yourself as a man, you have to align your thoughts with philosophy. And you have to align your body with working out. But then there's a third pillar you have to do as a man. Because you're a man, you might at some point have to defend what's yours, okay, physically. So you must spend some time studying and practicing combat, whatever that is, right? If you can't work out on it today, then you're watching some sort of a martial arts. Watch the UFC, watch cartoons with anything, history of samurai, okay? But your mind, because if you don't do that, what you're doing is you're accepting the programming of others that you don't want programming you, right? That's what I'm telling you. You as a man have to keep your mind in a warlike state to be doing well in life. Not because you have to go to war against other men, but because to eat, you're going to have to go to war against an animal that doesn't want to die. That's our ancestors, right? Now we can put them in cages, well, that's not how it was back then, okay? So our DNA is ancient. And that's what's running the show here. And that's why everybody's suffering. Because you're not supposed to sit on a chair like this for 3-4 hours. There's no cars. Even if you're sitting, you're squatting, kind of like a position that will open your hips or something, right? You have to move your body around. So think about it, right? They can tell you all the cures in the world, but if you want to cure yourself as a man, you work out, you study a certain mental philosophy. It's an idea, and you apply it, and then you can give it up. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you do. Okay, you should study the Bible as a philosophy, and you'll do better. Because philosophy is religion, okay? But you shouldn't study it as a religion because you don't even know well, nobody even knows what religion means. It's supposed to be, definition is one's relationship to Creator and all of other life, okay? So that sounds like everything to me, all right? So everybody as a man should have some physicality, right, daily, some mental philosophy daily, so that they could align their day with shit that happens to them, right? Like if you study Stoicism and it says, control what you can, which is your attitude and opinions, and anything else you can't control, learn to let it go, and you practice that, right? Then a chick breaks up with you, you do what you can, and she doesn't come back. And instead of breaking, you go and you apply Stoicism. Now she doesn't come back, but what happens is you become stronger now. Because life gave you lemons, you made lemonade like that. You used it. You didn't break. Right? And you didn't fall into some gimmick marketing, right? Go overdrink or go buy now better shoes so she likes you. They're going to try to give you a solution to your pain. And as long as you're in pain, you're going to buy any fucking solution there is. As long as you're fearful, you'll buy anything they'll say. So nobody has an interest in you and I being fearless, no fear, in control of ourselves, being able to handle our emotions and thoughts. Because if you're not emotional, people can't really sell to you very much, right? We buy off of emotion. You know that or not? We buy off of emotion, not off of logic. Every time we bought logic, we suffered. Every time we bought emotion, we suffered too. You ever, like when you're turning 16, 17, 18, whatever the age it is, and maybe your parents want to buy you a car, or you save your money, buy a car. If you ever get your parents involved, it's the worst decision of your life. Right? Because it's not economical, you're going to waste your gas, it's got too many miles. That's not what I'm trying to do at 17. I'm not trying to save gas, I'm trying to be dope, I'm trying to be cool, I'm trying to get some bitches to fucking see me in this car, right? The first 4 cars I bought, it was because I fucking listened to my parents, right? Then I lost my shit. And so I went and I got a used car that they thought was and you know what, it broke down like 2 months later. I left it on the side of the road. But it was only like $2,000. At the time, I could afford it easy, and it was no problem. I got myself a 300 ZX that I always wanted. Love that fucking car. Okay? But anyways, it's so easy as a man to heal, and that's another thing they've done. They make it sound like it's difficult. It's not. Because what's in us wants to get better. So you got to give it a little spark. It'll catch fire. Flame on. And it's so difficult to extinguish the fire because some people are 45, 60, 70, and they're still trying to better themselves. Some people have been beat up their entire lives. Some women have been raped and molested and lost their parents at a young age. But they're still trying to get better, and they haven't given up yet. If there was anything about the spirit of man that should keep man safe, the cosmic fucking consciousness, is that he doesn't give up. Somebody in the human race won't give up. Have you noticed that? Thank God we have those people, right? Somebody says, fuck that bacteria. It doesn't say, well, God wants bacteria. God wants bacteria, and God gave you intelligence to overcome that fucking bacteria so you could evolve. Why are you denying yourself the ability to defeat the bacteria? The bacteria also has the right to defeat you. So let's play the game. But I don't want to associate myself with the bacteria because the bacteria can't sit here and lecture worldwide on some dope shit like that. It just eats whatever it's in front of it. It's conscious. It's got consciousness. But damn, somewhere, some bacteria today is dying and turning into some other cell tomorrow. And one day, how many lifetimes later, he might be in a human form. And if he's lucky to be able to speak and study and learn, and analyze his own character and life, then like the Buddha said, he better take advantage of it. You don't have as much time as you think you do. Your bills aren't as important as you think they are. Your state of mind is. Okay? Your degrees and your all that shit is second to your state of mind. You could have it all and have a shitty state of mind and it's no good. A billionaire was dying, old man, and he had the family around him. And he had an older son and he had 2 younger sons, right? And he took the younger son in front of everybody. He was in his last breath. He waited to the last second to sign that will. Why? He'd been used his whole life. He knew people. So he calls the 3rd son over. And he gives him half of what he has. And I mean, he has everything. So they thought, oh, wow, son, old dad. You know? Second son, he gives him 49 or some fucking percent, some ridiculous, right? He's left with like 1%. Here's the first son, the one who's supposed to take it all. He's fidgeting, everybody's fidgeting. What's going on here? And the old man says, he waits. He goes, I'm about to take my last breath, and I saved my biggest treasure for my oldest son. Oh, everybody gets excited. Calls him over. He says, but it's just for him, right? He whispers in his ear. He says, I'm dying a lonely man, a scared man. I don't trust anybody in life, not even you. I'm not giving you any money at all. And that's the favor I'm doing for you. Your 2 brothers are going to crash. But you, I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to make you successful. Understand people and learn how to communicate. And then he dies. The son's about to lose his shit. He also has a reputation. He doesn't want to say, he just gave me advice. So everybody's like, what? He doesn't say anything. He storms out. They don't hear from him. He goes away. He loses his shit. He lives in poverty for a long time. He curses his dad. He hates his dad. Meanwhile, the other 2 sons, they party, they buy shit, they get wives, they fucking divorces. Time goes forward. That son had the spirit of the father inside of him. He never gave up. And he had this fire that his dad didn't give him that. But he remembered one thing. Learn to communicate and study people, but he had no choice. At some point, he starts by himself and he creates a business. He creates a business doing what? Teaching people how to communicate and understand other people. Because that's what he got good at. As time goes forward, the 2 brothers, one goes to jail and the other one ODs and dies off of fucking cocaine. When they die, it just happens to be somehow in the will of the father. The dad knew that should anything happen to those 2 men, the money all goes to his son. And so when they die, all their wealth comes to him. The investors come to him, but he already has a company. He doesn't even need it anymore. And he takes those 2 and he donates it. And he goes off of his own. For the rest of his life, he had a picture of his father in his office all the time. Right? With the quote under it, remember, son, the most valuable thing in life is wisdom. Learn to communicate and understand other people. There you go. You could have everything in life. You could die alone, sad, scared. Everybody waiting for you to die. I've experienced that in my life through 3rd people. Somebody rich dying, family getting around, waiting, everybody getting angry. Then when they die, everybody fights over it. This happens all the time, okay? You could have everything, but not a peace of mind. You could have everything, but not feel good today. And you'd still be what? I don't care how religious you are. You still are blasphemous, right? Blasphemy is when you say something against God, right? You go against God. You could have everything going on and today be ungrateful and you still register as ungrateful in the universe. Check mark. Right? Or you could be Diogenes and be living in the street and live like a king, a god, a free spirit. Now, we don't have to be Diogenes and we don't got to be the billionaire who fucking dies alone. We're in our own lane. But if that guy can do it, and if that guy can do it, I sure as fuck can do it because I'm not extreme in that way or that way. I don't have people waiting for me to die that are my friends, and I don't have I'm laying in the street bare fucking naked. I'm not doing that. So my life is easy. and your life is easy. All you got to do is start to value the way you communicate and understand that the other people, it's their agreements with you and you gaining their agreements that gives you the life you're looking for. Sure, for sure. Right? So that's today's lecture. I know it was really good. We're going to go to the next one. That's for men only, called Players Club. Sign up right there. Going to blow your mind. We're going to talk some game. All right, everybody. See you in the next one. Os.